Hello everyone, welcome, I'm Keshin. In the last video we covered cessation, how we go big, we go arupa, we go formless jhana, and then the energy gathered and squeezed our consciousness out of existence, and then at that moment we go unconscious, and that's cessation. And in this video, we'll explore the result of cessation. So this change, we realize that when we sit and meditate, we don't go big anymore. Cessation now is there because what result is this? Our mind is empty, and when we sit and meditate, we just go into that empty state. And then the consciousness just slowly fades away. It's not being squeezed out, like blown out like somebody squeezed the flame. But now it's just the thinning, the fading, and then gone. And during the day, as we do our work, live our normal, ordinary life, we realize something else. Our mind is not big, it's not fresh and cool, it's not bright. Now it's just peace. It's just empty. It's like emptiness is walking, emptiness is eating, emptiness is talking. Now, when I say that, it sounds quite unbelievable, because whatever I'm going to describe this state, it'll be a paradox. That's why it's hard to describe. It's hard to say something that exists and doesn't exist. Okay, so let's take the example of the computer. The computer, many people have lots of software running on the screen 24/7 for a long time. And our process been running for eons of lives, life after life after life, and we don't know how many, through how many realms of existence. By the time that we get to arupa and cessation stage, not many software is running. So with cessation, it's like we hit the shutdown button on the computer. So our mind, our body, our mind, existence are all processes. Cause and effect processes, arising and passing, impermanent, anicca, anatta. Now, what happens if we keep shutting the button, shutting it down? Each day it come back up and we shut it down. It come back up a few more hours and you shut it down. That's what happened when we meditate, right? In arupa and cessation, that the mind come back and we go cessation, we shut it down. And the result is the computer stop working. It goes black, can't turn back on. The same with our mind. It goes, it's gone. There's a black screen now. There is the emptiness. There is the nothingness. There is the black hole. You can use all these terms to describe it. Now that's the fun example. Another example in the book is the skin cow. Imagine a cow that's been skinned, totally skinned, flayed, and the skin is removed from the flesh and the muscle, and then it's been put back on. So a cow, look at a cow, it looked normal like before, and it sound more normal like before. It have its preferences like before, but it's not the same cow. The same with us. The flesh is our sixth sense space, our eyes, our ears, our nose, our tongue, our mind. And the skin is the world out there. The mind world and the physical world. And the corresponding objects with those sense space is the skin. So when we go through this jhana, form jhana, rupa, and we go cessation and we cessate enough, the contact, our mind, when it contact with the two world, it doesn't lead to the next moment. Normally, there is attachment, there is fetish, there is bondage. So it leads to feeling, to perception, to fabrication, to the will, to intention, etc. But so that's called the psychic mechanism, the process that make us, and that's ticking away with existence. But now all that's gone, all that is cut, all the fetters, all the attachment, all the stickiness. We don't feel things stick to our mind anymore. Doesn't register. For example, we look at thing and thing doesn't appear. It doesn't spontaneously. We don't have the spontaneous perception of it. So from contact, it doesn't automatically lead to perception. It doesn't automatically lead to feeling. So that's why the screen is blank. That's why our mind, that center where we used to feel our sense of self, that center of reference is gone. Now, in the beginning, when someone experienced this change, when this emptiness set in, doesn't mean it's finished, doesn't mean the job is done yet. That emptiness, that scent of the flower, that subtle, very subtle knowing still linger on. But it cannot survive. It cannot. Consciousness doesn't have anything to land on once emptiness is set in. It's very much like the eighth jhana, where perception and feeling is starting to fade. Consciousness doesn't have anything to feed it, to land on, so therefore it goes out of existence too. The same with emptiness. Nothing in this, the mind is blank. The computer doesn't work anymore. So that sense of emptiness can survive. It will lead you on for a few months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, the max. And then it's all gone too. So what is the change? The why is it so paradox is the humanness, our humanness is still the same. It's like the cow, it's still the same. It still look the same. We still look the same. We still have emotion. We still have fear. If somebody punch us in the face, we still cry. If we still feel annoying, we still go to the movies. Everything else is still the same. But this is the paradox. But that center of our mind is still blank. It doesn't matter what we do, doesn't matter what we feel. It seems like we express emotion, but it's empty. It's like emptiness walking, right? Emptiness eating. So emptiness feeling, emptiness show emotion. See how hard it is to describe, how paradox it is. Now, the first, when this state set in, it's very hard. It's like a rupa. When a rupa start, we're very disoriented. It's very hard to live in the world, to go to work, to keep the relationship. Now, when emptiness set in, it's a little bit easier, but still, the changes is so much. There's no memory. You got to remember, there's no memory, and there's thinking. So all the way we functioned before is all gone. So now the next few months is about relearning. How can we go through life with no memory? How can we go to work and talk and communicate with no thinking? So it's always present moment, always waiting for the present moment, waiting for something to arise. For example, but it doesn't arise on that dark screen. It doesn't arise in that emptiness. Nothing goes in there, nothing go out. It's always still. It's always empty. So if somebody asks us, do you know where your key is? And we'll just have to wait. Oh, the key is there and there or there. The way we think before is not the same. It's more like we look at a problem and then we put it back burner, and then the solution will arise. There is no step-by-step thinking, and then arrive at a solution like how we did before. Now it's just look at a problem, wait, and then the solution arises. So this phase of learning, that is a hard one. The memory that we have before this empty state, pretty much like, the 40 or 50 years of our life, whether that memory is there or not depends. It doesn't mean it's all gone, but that doesn't mean it will arise when you need it. But the memory that we go from now on forward is easier to retrieve. For example, you go to the supermarket. Before you know where it is, so going to the supermarket is very fast. When the emptiness first set in, you don't know where everything is. So you have to go through aisles by aisles. And when you look at things doesn't appear to be the things it is. And you don't even know whether you want that. It's hit and miss. You look at the aisles of yogurt, for example. Your previous preference is, say, a blueberry yogurt. But now you look at a yogurt and you stare and you stare and you just pick one. You don't know whether it's the right one. So it's like that. It's quite a hard phase. In the beginning for the next few months. And then things get easier and easier and easier because we've relearned, we learn to live, to adapt. That's the thing about this path. It's gradual training, gradual changing, and gradually adapting and integrating into our life. With a Rupa, it's a bit faster, and the change is escalating. And when emptiness come in, boom, totally change. So this jhana path isn't just about sit, experience, get the insight, and hope our behaviors and our perception shift. The jhana path, as when we get familiarized and master it, we become that jhana. For example, when the mind goes into arupa in meditation, that is how we are when we're outside of the sitting. The same with emptiness. When we sit and arupa stop and emptiness set in, we go into the emptiness, and when we out of the sitting meditation, the emptiness is still there. So there is a complete change, restructuring of the mind. Now, I hope this video would help whoever it is that go through this change, be beneficial for them, and hope they get the proper support, the refuge, the guidance that is needed. Just one last note. If you happen to find a person who have the energy field, for example, when you meet this person, when you come close to this person, and your mind turn bright or turn expansive, or you become high like a kite, or you become very calm and peaceful, that's an indication of an energy field affecting. Be close to that person. Find an excuse to be close to that person, because that energy would help tremendous in the path. Thank you for tuning in. May you be happy. May you be peaceful.